Everybody, you are listening to Eye of Soul Radio. I am psychic medium Jaime, talking about the big news that I know you've all seen plastered over any social media platform right now, which is the solar eclipse that's been going on today and the new moon that's also going on today. Now, I have done a release and intentions workshop, which you guys have heard us talk about before on Shades of Spirit Radio, along with me talking about it here. And this workshop has been in the works for about 5 years now. And it's one that's near and dear to my heart, one that I will never change up. Obviously, the topics change each month, but the community continues to grow. And it's a safe space for us to really sit down, be able to work through whatever it is that we need to work through that particular month in the privacy of our own space, and yet being surrounded by like-minded individuals in that safe space. And this month has been kind of chaotic with my poor puppy in his eye, and then the other 8,000 things. It's almost the end of school. So for those of you that have kids that just finished school, yay, mine still have a week left. So I'm going to do my release and intentions workshop, a little shorter version of it tonight on my show. So I want to give you a little bit of background, and I'm not going to do too much because I think you guys are sick and tired of reading about the solar eclipse and the new moon energy and the combination of them and the planets aligning. But it is important to understand the energy aspect of it before you go into the actual process of letting stuff go and manifesting, right? I have always been drawn to solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, any type of eclipse, even the movie Eclipse, right? Because the energy is so different. And it doesn't happen very often. These are very few and far between during the year. The energy ramps up for me, and I can get a lot done because I harness the energy of the solar eclipse or the lunar eclipse that's happening, right? And it's a good time for me to start new projects. You're not going to be hearing me talk about Mercury in retrograde where I'm not supposed to be starting new projects. We already discussed that. If you believe it, it's going to happen. Well, I don't believe that that's going to hinder my projections, what I want to do, what I want to create, right? I don't allow that energy in my space. So I'm going to utilize the energy that's happening today that really kicked off late last night for us, right? Because it's across the United States and the world, honestly, depending on where you're at and how you can see it. But I'm starting a lot of new things going on. And that's what's exciting, is that I'm taking this energy and I'm doing it right now. I have a lot of ideas starting that's now entering into my akashic records. So that's really cool because now I'm putting those wires out. I'm writing my future through my akashic records. And then I can go back in, as you will see as the show evolves today, and I'll be able to clear some of the energy out that is causing barriers in moving those records forward. And that could be past life, it could be this life, it could be trigger points, whatever it might be. It is going to be able to be twofold of clearing it out to be able to continue moving that record forward, right? And like you guys know, I do akashic record readings that I combine past life energy in, which is what you can access in the records. And I can connect you back with your blueprint and really show you right now where it is that you're going, how you're moving forward, and what might be hanging you up from the past. It's an amazing process. You can book that at shadesofspirit.com. So with that being said, you know, this is also a new moon, and it's a new moon in Gemini. Oh, my Gemini friends. I actually met a gentleman at, I don't even know where I was. And he asked my oldest daughter, and he was probably in his 70s. So it was cute, not weird. Like, oh, what's your sign? And she kind of giggled and she's all Aquarius. And he goes, oh, I am the man of two faces. And she didn't get it. And I was like, oh, that is fantastic. So we are in kind of that shift in that moon and Gemini energy, right? Except it is a perfect time to harness and manifest and release if you know how to harness this energy for the good. Solar eclipses, you guys, are times to reflect internally. I know we've been doing that a lot. Okay, you're like thinking, I can't do that anymore, Jaime. I don't want to do that anymore. But this is a continuation of what we're learning and what we're growing and what we're doing, right? But it's a time to embrace the new opportunity. So you got to go inward. You got to take that energy. You got to move it forward and allow that energy to just go. And this is the perfect time to do it, right? It also gives you time to deal with past themes from your life, right? What do I mean by past themes? What's a common theme in your life? Something to think about today. Get your pencil and your paper at the break and join me for the continuation of this, because we're actually going to be doing some writing and some thinking. And if you are driving, don't worry about it, because you can listen to us on Transformation Talk Radio or shadesofspirit.com or our Facebook pages. And we are on podcasts, right? So don't worry about it. You can get it done. You actually have a few days to really harness this energy that we're in the middle of today. And I'm actually recommending not doing anything today. Maybe take some notes through this and then work on it the next couple of days and allow the intense energy we're feeling right now dissipate a little bit in order for us to just settle into that space, okay? They can also be bold beginnings out of the blue. So I want to know how many of you all of a sudden are like, "Ooh, this opportunity just kind of landed in my lap," or I started talking to someone about this and they've already referred me somewhere. Out of the blue, just something like you woke up one morning and you got a call from someone you haven't heard from in years and like, "Hey, I got this great project. I see what you've been working on. You want to join forces?" Don't dismiss them as coincidences. Now is the time to take them and go, okay? Also, you're going to get a surge of motivation to start a new path for some of you that's better suited for your soul level energy. And I know you guys are like, okay, well, we're just coming out of a pandemic. Now my kids are out of school, if you've got kids in there, or I'm now looking for a job because it's safe and I lost my job, right? Whatever this might be, maybe it's relationships and you're like, I don't know if I can handle that. Don't worry about it, because we're going to release it over to the universe and our spirit team that's going to connect us with the blueprint, and it's going to be easy. It's going to be a seamless transition. And that's what's really cool about working with energy and understanding how to harness this for our benefit, right? For our path, not anyone else's. Now, you'll have your families and friends and people that will join you on it, but it's about you. So last night, it was bizarre because I've been really watching what I'm eating. I've been really taking care of myself on that part of it, trying to do some more self-care. And I woke up not feeling so great. And I'm like, what is going on? My stomach was all screwed up. I was getting this weird headache. Like I really felt off balance, and I was like flushed. And I thought, well, this is bizarre because I don't feel sick, but I feel like internally disturbed. Like everything is just out of sync, right? My anxiety then kicked in. I know, big surprise. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then I started going into that mind chatter overdrive, because now I'm awake and I'm not feeling so great. And I'm wondering why. And then I'm thinking about the 85 things that I still have to do by the end of the week, right? And when I finally just like, okay, take a couple deep breaths, tune into myself, let's center, and let's feel what's going on. And then my spirit team showed me an image of the solar eclipse. So it must have been very early morning because it was already in motion. It's like, oh, never mind. This energy is actually affecting me. And I am feeling the shift because I'm very in tune with the tides of our moon and our sun and our planets. And when they shift, it does affect me physically. So then I was able to breathe it out, kind of ground myself, ask my spirit team to take anything that didn't serve my highest and best energetically, and let me just sleep. And I actually calmed back down and was able to breathe and was able to fall back to sleep for a while. So for those of you that have been going around with headaches and nausea and just weird things in your body where you're like, I don't have any idea where this is coming from, think bigger, think energetically, think universal energy, right? And what's happening right now. They also can help us move out the energy of past themes, right? Which we talked about. And that's where the release comes in with the new moon and being able to work in conjunction with that new moon. And any type of planetary shift can cause us to feel it physically. Now, this can also be true for your animals as well. So if your animals are looking a little bit off, right? And you're like, what's going on with them? Maybe they're sleeping more. I actually have noticed that with mine today. I also have a friend who was like, why is my dog freaking out all day long? Well, they're feeling that energy as well. They're not immune to that energy. And what's interesting is we have 2 fish tanks, and I'm watching that energy with them shift. And it's really bizarre and really cool at the same time. Because guess what? They're in water, right? Their bodies are primarily made of water like us, right? So they're feeling that shift as well. So today is no different. Tomorrow will be a little bit easier. And then when we get towards the weekend, you're going to feel much more lighter, okay? Because that energy is dissipating. But you're at the peak right now and today. The eclipse can also make you feel tired and lethargic. I feel like I've had 16 cups of coffee and I've only had 1, so that's always a treat. And even though, you may have a peaceful night's sleep, you may feel drained as well. that's where I am. I do feel kind of drained because I didn't get enough sleep, but I am so wired that it's okay. I'm actually going to have to go and ground, if not, put my feet in the grass tonight after I'm done with the workshop and be able to just let that energy go, right? So that's kind of where we're at with the solar eclipse. It is a powerful, powerful energy. It's cool. I mean, I don't know how many of you got to see it, depending on where you're located at. I would love to see pictures. So if you guys can throw those up on your pages and stuff, I would love to be able to see kind of the pictures of that, because we didn't really see much of it here in San Diego. But this is giving you an explanation as to why you felt this way. And now how are we going to harness that energy and turn that back around to be in our favor? Also, you guys, remind yourself to listen to your intuition, right? That's a big part of it. And take any setbacks and reflect on them, right? So kind of make those conscious decisions in a couple days. So write out what you want to manifest, and we'll get to that next, and where you want to move forward with it. But before you actually put it out there, before you actually commit it to your akashic records, I want you guys to step back and reflect on it to see if there's any tweaks that you want to make within that as well. So I'm going to go to break, y'all, but guess what? I have sold out of my events this month. Super stoked. It was a day and a half for one and probably 4 or 5 days for the other one. I love doing events. I love connecting with you guys. So if you guys are anywhere near Temecula, Riverside, Orange County, you guys can drive out that way. San Diego folks, I am now working out of Fallbrook for my group events, and I'll be doing one-on-one sessions in August. So that's going to be really exciting. But we do have a couple events that are already selling tickets for. That is July 10th. It is our next sunset group reading and healing circle. It's just an extension, you guys, of my sacred circles that we were doing in the Zoom during the pandemic, except we have added an extra element, which LaShawn and I worked really hard yesterday on putting together that extra dynamic for the last half an hour of that healing circle. And I cannot wait for those of you coming this month to experience it. But I only have 7 tickets left. And you got to get those while they're hot, because we will sell out of that. That will be in Fallbrook. You guys come back, join me, segment 2. I'll see you right after this break. Soul Radio. I am psychic medium Jaime, and we are talking about this energy shift and how to harness the energy from the solar eclipse and the new moon that we're having today, right? I actually am feeling better and better as the day goes on, kind of like I just ran 18 miles, like that's ever happened. But like that adrenaline is starting to calm down, and I'm starting to get those endorphins and just starting to relax and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. So you guys, you're not alone. A lot of you have been messaging me like, what is going on? This is it, right? So now what, right? If we are in the energy of the solar eclipse and we are acknowledging that this is a good thing for us, right? It can bring us good luck and happiness with that energy. It's also a time for auspicious things to go on. I recommend meditation right now, because meditation can definitely put us into a space of connection. It can continue working with our breath work and bringing us back down into that space of center, and allow us to really start gaining the clarity we're looking for on what to write down on the pieces of paper, right? Our eclipses are a natural phenomenon. However, in some ancient and modern cultures, solar eclipses were attributed to supernatural causes regarded as bad omens. Dun, dun, dun. I don't believe in bad omens. Sorry, you guys. I think that we are in control of our destiny. Actually, I know we are in control of our destiny. I know that when people talk curses and omens and all this other stuff, that it's fear speaking. And so I will not take that energy on. But what I do like is that, when you back it behind stuff like good fortune, good luck, happiness, joy, and you stay in that vibration, it's going to bring that energy in to help you manifest quicker and to be able to keep that energy higher for you longer periods of time, for you to stay in that vibration, to continue bringing that energy to you, right? Note to self, you guys all probably know this though, don't look at a solar eclipse with your eyes, okay? Find those little glasses. I think they were using 3D glasses one time, or do the hole in the paper. I don't know how many of you have kids where you've ever done that, where you poke the hole in it and then you hold it down and then you can watch it evolve on the ground. A little late for that right now, I'm sure, for a lot of you, but those are really cool ways to do it. But it is very powerful just in that aspect that it can really do damage to our eyes. If it can do damage to our eyes just on the visual part of it, imagine what that energy is doing to us as we're out and about in it, right? So there's some things that you can do. I don't like to call them rituals. I think that just kind of gives it a negative connotation. People think ritual, they're thinking of witchcraft and all this other stuff. Not at all. But something that you can do and allow yourself to start connecting with the solar eclipse, right? So what I love is pumpkin seeds are a great thing that they use for some of these, for lack of a better term, rituals. But you can write down on them things like wealth, right? Happiness on pumpkin seeds, right? There's a reason why they pick pumpkin seeds, okay? If you don't have pumpkin seeds, do them on... The lima beans are a little small. Black-eyed peas are good luck and good fortune for the new year, so you could use those as long as it's something that would normally sprout, right? Because we're putting on the pumpkin seeds. They're nice because they're a nice size. You can use like a fine point, the Sharpie pens, right? And write down on the pumpkin seeds. You could write it down on lima beans, could be one of them. Black-eyed peas are a little bit smaller, but you can write on there, or if you just can't get the whole word on it, write a W, hold it in your hands and say, I feel this with the energy of wealth for my highest and best. And then you're going to put it in a pot of water. Okay. And that pot of water, you will have already sprinkled salt in it. And the salt is purification, cleansing, right? If you go to the ocean, what is it? It's salt water. The sand has salt in it. It's the salt air that you're breathing from the water. It's these negative ions that are connecting. It's cleansing, it's purifying, right? You could also write a letter with the solar eclipse. So this would be done tonight because we're still in the solar eclipse energy. Write a letter of encouragement to your child self, right? Your inner self. And what you can do, if you're careful, is you can light that with the fire that's burning on that pot with your lima beans or your black-eyed peas or your pumpkin seeds, right? And put it in a steel dish. I've used pots before. If you're not comfortable putting it on the fire, that is perfectly fine. Just put a separate pot with a little bit of salt water in it and let it dissolve in there. Okay, that's the safe way to do it. You can also do a glass jar, fill it up with some purified water, and you can put out tonight that jar and make some solar eclipse and new moon water. You could add a crystal to that to make sure it's one that doesn't dissolve, that can withstand water and salt water, and really amplify that water. Now, what I like to do with that is I like to sometimes add essential oils to it or make rose water out of it. Whew, super powerful to be able to raise the vibration within my home. I will use a spritzer and use that for a week or two. I leave it in my refrigerator just to amplify the energy around. Also, you can add a pinch of ashes from your letter that if you burned it, right, to your moon water, right? Okay, because now what you're doing is that letter of encouragement to that child self or inner self now has this positive vibration. It's working with those seeds of intention, and you're now able to take some of those ashes and sprinkle them into your moon water. Not too many, you don't want to cloud up your water, but that's also adding to that element of that crystal and the moon water and really amplifying it. And spraying it around just keeps you connected with it, right? How many of you have heard of writing your wishes on bay leaves? It's a thing, right? I've got some old school grandmothers, which I'm sure one of them was working on the herbal side of this. And you can write down love, health, prosperity, whatever your wishes are on bay leaves. And then you can add them to the pot with your seeds or your beans as well. So these are some really cool things that you can do that are different, right? When we can start doing these workshops in person, you guys, we're going to be doing more cool things like this. The active process. That's what's important to me, is getting us to a space of active process when we're doing these things. And allowing ourselves to, through the active writing, which will be a thing we're going to do in the next segment, is some more writing, but we're doing it on things that these type of rituals, if you will, do go back hundreds and hundreds of years, right? And it isn't all about witchcraft and all of this stuff. It's about being one with Earth. It's about writing these things out and understanding that when you boil these seeds, they start to open up, right? You start to plant the seeds. And then I always go put this water back out into Mother Earth. Now, it has salt, so be careful with certain plants because you don't want to kill your plants, but I will put it back into Mother Earth, even if it's just soil. And I will ask her to please transmute anything else that may have residual energy that might be holding me back from manifesting the things that I wrote down on my bay leaves, my pumpkin seeds, maybe my letter, and transmute it back into love and light to send out to myself and any and all who need it. Now you've gone the full cycle, right? So I know those of you that take my workshop, you've heard me talk about this over and over again, but sometimes we forget and sometimes we need that reminder. And for those of you that don't, it's about giving back to Mother Earth what it is that we're trying to let go of or that we want to grow. We're planting the seeds literally and bringing that momentum together, right? So this is a fun one. I am definitely going to be working on that tonight. I just need to get some pumpkin seeds because I think I used all my black eyed peas for New Year's. Next is going to be some new moon manifesting techniques. And these are a little bit different than what we've done before, you guys. So this is what's really cool. So when we go to break, make sure you have your pencil and your paper. Do it safely. Otherwise, wait till you get home, watch us, listen to us, however you're going to do that. And take the next couple of days to really get into this. So you might need to fast forward if you want to do the new moon manifesting part of it and really listen to these next two segments again. Because when we can harness the energy, when we can make ourselves into a pure connection, and when we can start connecting with our guides, we have manifesting guides, we have healing guides. It's not just this immediate spirit team. And I'm so tired of seeing people. It seems to be this newest trend, and I'm not trying to knock anybody, but all of a sudden everybody wants to connect you with your spirit guide, give you spirit guide classes, you know what? You can do this all yourself. Sometimes it's great to have some help on that part of it, but also remember that it's just not limited to what you're hearing. You have a spirit team around you that has branches, right? It's the specialty ops groups, if you will, that are going to be able to come in and help you for these things. So you start building a relationship in this process with your spirit team and the extended team out there. Your guides are here to help you when you need it. And they're not here to always stick with you. They come and go. They're interchangeable. They're human guides. Your angels, they're stuck with us since the day we were created, whatever that is to you, until the day we decide we're all done with all of this and we stay up to wherever that is that you are going. So that is what I'm going to talk about also, is that connection with your manifesting guides today and how you can work with them on this. Now in July, I have my second, what did we call this? I have it written down, sorry. The Shades of Spirit Dining Experience. And I want you guys to go to Facebook and I want you guys to go to Instagram. Follow us, of course, Shades of Spirit LLC for Facebook and Shades of Spirit for Instagram. But I want you to also follow the Reserved Garden. They are located in the Temecula, Winchester area. They are kind of a speakeasy style restaurant that they got going on right now. Chef G is phenomenal. I'm actually taking my family to meet him and taste some of his absolutely delicious food, but he prepares a 3-course meal with some bread and pesto, and I do readings for each person that attends our dinners. Again, we are sold out for June. This will be July 15th. It starts about 5:30 p.m. You can go to Shades of Spirit LLC to get more information, or it is on Eventbrite as well. So stay tuned. Let's do some more manifesting, you guys, and connecting with that new moon right after this break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Eye of Soul Radio. I am psychic medium Jaime. We are talking about the solar eclipse and the new moon energy and how to harness it for what we are trying to create. We're in the 6-month mark of this year, folks. That means the holidays are about 5 months away, folks. And if you are a Halloween celebrator like I am, we're about 4 months away. That is tripping me out. To be honest, I'm like, holy cannoli, where did this year go? It was the longest year and a half. And yet I'm thinking, where did January go? Where did February go? But now we are in the up and up. We are coming into summer solstice, which is next week. It's a new vibe, it's a new energy. We are able to be a little bit more normal for those of you comfortable with it, whatever normal is to you. And we're starting to feel the effects of being able to now loosen ourselves from the grips of what's been going on the past year and a half. And we're finding ourselves a little bit shaken sometimes, or a little bit confused. Or some of you have got lots of ideas. You've been planning, you've been working hard, you've been doing the inner work, and now we're putting it all out there. But I want you guys to be able to get there faster. And that's why we're doing the show today, because using the moon cycles, the eclipse cycles, we are able to harness this energy in a positive light to be able to move further quicker. And I know all of us, we are no longer in that age of just taking our time. A lot of us are go, 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 go. And when it doesn't happen immediately, then we shut down. Well, first of all, slow your roll, start enjoying life again, start seeing the birds, look at the butterflies flying around, right? Start smelling the flowers that are in bloom, but also continue that momentum for you. So the eclipse marked new moons, which is what we're having today, is best for shadow work, okay? For going inward, clearing out some of that clutter. We aren't going to get to everything in one shot. That's why I have repeat Reiki clients. That's why I have repeat Reiki flow clients where we really get into what's going on. Repeat akashic and past life record clients. Why? Because it's not the same thing every single time. We're working on different levels every single time. And that is helping us clear that energy out. Sometimes in conjunction with therapists. Sometimes they're in therapy and they're working on the energy process part of it as well. But we're all on that healing energy and ascension. And it's a beautiful process. And I'm loving how it's all coming together. So with the solar eclipse being about new beginnings, you guys, it opens up a portal and a pathway and offers new territory for you guys to explore. And what I mean by new territory for you to explore is that, guess what? There's more out there than what you're thinking about right this moment. That's why I want you to just start brainstorming, right? However that looks to you, and start exploring new territory. What might have been off limits before, but isn't now? What might have made you a little bit fearful because it was a bigger jump that now you're like, I think I might be ready. You're ready, right? If you're feeling it internally, if your solar plexus is in alignment, if that intuition and gut is telling you we're ready, then let's start making that progress. I'm not saying go quit your job now because psychic medium Jaime told me I'm ready to go to the next level. No, let's do it smart, right? But let's start making those transitions and those moves. You might be feeling yourself shifting and changing, right? Wanting to embrace the fresh starts. I know I am in some aspect of my life, or all. Actually, I've got a really long list right now. I am embracing that change. I'm embracing the times that I'm taking now to reflect and to do that shadow work that I was doing so much for a year and a half. And now I'm ready to come out and emerge from that. The energy of new beginnings is deep in its work, and it's like magic once we get through it, right? Which means we need to move slowly. Like I said, the tortoise and the hare. Sometimes the tortoise is the winner because it is cruising through, seeing everything, taking in the signs, following the direction from their spirit team. They're allowing themselves to know that I could get there next week, but maybe I'll get there in 2 months, but I'm going to have gone all the right channels, meeting all the right people, and not missed anything along the way. That's the biggest part. When we go too fast, we miss what's along the way. And so knowing that this might take you a little bit longer is okay. Okay. Also, we need to surrender, trust our intuition every step of the way. And when I say surrender, I'm talking about surrendering it over to your people. For LaShawn, it's her higher ups, right? For me, it's my angels and my guides. I'm working more with the ascended masters now as well. So really listening to the wisdom that they have has been mind-blowing of what it is that they are trying to get across on that different level. But we have to stop and we have to listen, right? And we need time to adjust to the new frequencies that we're tuning into and that the energies that are being offered to us. This isn't going to happen overnight. You are not going to go to bed necessarily and say, okay, I am now adjusted to all of my team's frequencies, and I'm going to bring in this ascended master and this archangel, and we're going to all be a great team tomorrow morning, and voila. Because it's a different vibration that we're moving into. And so I want you guys to start that off slowly. And I want you to start with this. If you are familiar with your spirit team, great. If you are not quite sure, I want you to start off with them. If you know your spirit team, then I want you to take this to the next level. And you are going to every day have that spirit check-in while you're brushing your teeth, and you're going to call in your team. If you want to just call in your manifesting team the next couple days, I always say I'm bringing in my own spirit team along with my manifesting team. I like to combine them. If you want to just bring in the manifesting team, or if you're just working with your spirit team right now, hey, spirit team, I want to work on manifesting. I want to get to know my manifesting team, but let's start moving that ball right now. Let's get that rolling, right? And that now has set you into that intention to start understanding the vibration. So all of a sudden you might get the chills, you might feel kind of woo, zingy behind you. That might be your angels coming in. And then all of a sudden you're feeling like a warm, like breeze, or just this calming, like coming in front of you. That could be one of your spirit guides. You might just have a feeling that you are surrounded by energies, and ask your teams to separate so that you get to know who your manifesting spirit team is and who your regular spirit team is, your everyday spirit team. This is a good way for us to build that connection, okay? And trust and understand what their frequencies feel like, because their frequencies are different. It is very apparent when I go up and I start talking to people's angels, and I start working with archangels and healers, ascended masters, Reiki masters, and then I come down back into the human body of my client, and then maybe I'm clearing out some energy that's lower, and then I go back up to connect. It's like a workout for me. It's a spiritual workout. But I've learned how to move through seamlessly and let it flow. But it takes time. I would get headaches. I would be energetically drained trying to do it all at one time until I could separate them, understand it, and allow my body to adjust to their frequency. So let's get to work, okay? Your intention practice is best done from today, the 10th, to the 19th-ish, okay? If you got to the 22nd, that's okay. Honestly, you can do this anytime of the month. There is no set in stone day when you can do manifesting and intention and releasing. But I am recommending this moon because it's powerful right now. There's some things that you're going to need. So any type of energy cleansing tool, being a selenite wand, herb sticks, meaning Palo Santo, sage, you could do white sage, you could do juniper, you could do a combination of them. Incense, if you don't have sage, but you have some incense. I love frankincense and myrrh. I also really love Palo Santo incense. Dragon's blood is one of our favorites with Shades of Spirit. We use that quite often for clearing powerful energy. It's very powerful for using that. Maybe you have tingsha bells. Maybe you have a bell, right? It seems to be an odd thing for us, Shades of Spirit right now is bells, but anything that you can use to set the stage and to cleanse. If you don't have any of these items, all you got to do is call in your spirit team. And I will call in Archangel Michael and ask him to clear the room for me, to cleanse it from Archangel Raphael's energy. And I bring in Archangel Ariel to help me work on manifesting. That's what we're going to do to set it up. Then pen and paper, or pencil and paper, a candle. I'm kind of a candle fanatic, so I usually have more than one candle, but I'm looking for you guys to have one like long candle, tapered candles, I believe they have them. And then if you want to bring crystals into the mix, or flowers or seashells, whatever it might be, do it, because this is building our space. Altar, if you will. If you don't want to call it an altar, then just call it what it is. I'm just going to put this all on my nightstand, and this is going to be my setup. Right? What feels right to you? That's what I want you guys to go off of. Then I want you guys to take all of your items and all your goodies. You can gather them up the next couple days. Find a space where you won't be interrupted. Smudge your room, right? Whether that's with any of those tools, or your selenite wand, or calling on Archangel Michael and Raphael to clear your space for you, right? Clear the energy out and attune it to your energy. Then if you've got crystals, grab a crystal, right? You can hold it, you can put it in your pocket, you can put it on your altar or wherever you've got your stuff set up. Make sure your candles are ready to go, right? Do this safely. Candles can burn things down, so please do that safely. If you don't have any of those things for earth, and you have a house plant or a plant outside you can bring some type of element of earth in. A bowl of water will do just fine as well. If that's all you've got, that's water is an element, right? An element. Anyway, but I want you to bring Mother Nature in. That's why I love using crystals, because that works so well. Set your space, ask your team, ask your healing team to come in for healing, ask your manifesting team to come in. Any and all energies for your highest and best for this session to work with you today. Now you've set your room, you've set your space, you've set your energy, you've set your intention. only for my highest and best in love and light. And now you know that you're set. You've sealed that, right? When we come back from break, I'm going to give you the rest of the tips, what we're going to do with the candle and how we're going to work with that as well. You guys, so remember that I've got a special, and it's $75 for a 1-hour psychic medium reading. You can book that on shadesofspirit.com. Also, my Akashic Records past life reading, which is connecting you to your blueprint, is on sale for $111 for June. So you can book that session. I will allow that to be booked in July for that price. So you have till the end of June in order to book that session. If you're looking at clearing out some of that energy or understanding the path that you're on, or how we can start to help you shift that path back into alignment with your blueprint, you can do all of that on shadesofspirit.com, as well as listen to any of these fabulous radio shows that we have done for Shades of Spirit or Eye of Soul Radio. Also go to YouTube, Shades of Spirit. We have the fabulous LaShawn the Luminous Mystic, psychic artist Ashley T. She is on Tuesdays. You can see reruns of these shows as well. And then we do things off and on from time to time together. And it's just a lot of fun, a lot of good energy, a lot of tips for you guys. So go over to YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that bell, be notified when we're on, and I will see you right after this break. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Shades of... No. Not Shades of Spirit. I was just talking about Shades of Spirit. I am doing Eye of Soul Radio tonight. It almost happens each week. I don't know where I am. At least I know who I am. Eye of Soul Radio with me, psychic media Jaime. And today we are going over release and intentions to harness the solar eclipse and the new moon energy that's happening right now, folks. Yep, right now. So now that we have got our supplies, right? So remember, you're going to need some type of energy cleansing tool, whether that be herb sticks, incense, selenite wands, just your spirit team. Bring in Archangel Michael, Raphael, and Ariel. They are perfect to have on hand when you're doing this type of work. Pen and paper, a candle, crystals, whatever you want. Like I will have flowers or rose petals. If my roses outside are looking a little droopy and it's about time for them to fall, I'll ask if I can take their leaves and their flowers and put them out on my altar. Seashells, if I was at the beach that day, it doesn't matter what it is. You just want to create your space, right? Then you're going to clear it like we talked about, whether you're saging it or burning your incense, whether you're calling in your team, create that safe space, but remove all energy of anybody else. I only want it to be your energy, okay? And then you're going to do this. Do not do this if you're driving, please. I want you to close your eyes. And you guys can all do this right now, right? Close your eyes and take some slow and steady deep breaths, just like we've done in the past. Remember, I took you guys through, I think it was last week, maybe it was the week before, a meditation. And on those breaths, you're going to blow out big blows and allow that energy to just release from your chest. And do that a few times. And then I want you guys to envision this beautiful white light opening up on that crown chakra and just spinning in a very slow flowing manner. And I want you guys to bring that energy down through your body, right? All on the outside, because what's happening is it's blanketing you and it's actually running through the inside and running through your chakras. And just allow it to flow over your physical body and your etheric body and let it run down into the earth, right? It's cleansing you right now, energetically. It's cleansing you physically. It's grounding you. It's making you just sit in that space, okay? It's going to help clear out any debris that you've picked up from the day, the week, the months, or years by doing this practice. I bring in Archangel Michael and I ask him to please clear, cut, and cancel, remove any cords, any energy ties, any energetic debris that is not for my highest and best. And then I ask Archangel Raphael to come in and fill those energy spaces that might have been cut from Archangel Michael with his green healing light, just to make it so that it's just me in the space, right? Then I want you to expand that energy light out into the room that you're working in. If you're doing this outside, expand it out into your yard or wherever you are. You don't have to do this inside. And allow it to clear that energy clutter from corners and closets of the room and under the bed and under dressers or wherever you are. If it's your living room, seep it through the furniture, cleanse everything. Allow the space to be fully and completely yours. Then I want you to give yourself a positive affirmation about who you are. If you need to write this down ahead of time and go back and listen to this, and follow what I'm saying, please do. So you can either open up your eyes if you wrote it out and you can read it, or if you've memorized it, I want you to recite out loud your positive affirmation for you. Okay? That's putting you in a high vibrational state. It's putting you in self-love. Then I want you to close your eyes if you opened them to read your letter or your affirmation, or if they are still closed, then take a few more deep breaths and acknowledge you. And give yourself a pat on the back for being you and being unique. Then I want you to open your eyes. I want you to take that white candle, and I want you to write on the sides of the candle your power words. If you're not sure what power words are, you can Google it. I have numerous books. I work with this energy all the time. And I want you just to write them. Love, friendship, gratitude, empowerment, strength, determination, perseverance, healing, whatever you can fit on that candle. I recommend, though, because I do like you to let that candle burn out throughout the day or evening you do this, to not get one of those really long ones, but you can get those ones that are about this big, right? No, it's not. It's like candle magic. I'll give you that much. But it is putting the intentions on this white candle of purity, right? So then after you've written those on your candle, I want you to put it in its stand, right? And I want you to light your candle. Now, you may have other candles on your altar already lit, that's fine. But now I want you to light your candle, and you're working in the energy of the candle and the words. And as the candle's melting, you are feeling that energy just continue to flow around you and through you. Now, for the fun part, I want you, let's try that again. I want you to write from a clear mind. So take your first piece of paper and you're going to write release, the date that you're doing it, and the time you're doing it. I want specifics. Okay. And I want you to allow yourself to work through your own shadow work. Because remember, the solar eclipse is a good time to work through shadow work. What is it that you're hiding in those chambers, what's locked up right now? Now, you are not going to access everything. Just take a couple things that you feel might be standing in your way as a barrier to what you're going to want to manifest in the next couple months. Okay. And I want you to start writing. If it might start with one word and you have writer's block, that's fine. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath, ask your spirit team to come in, blow that energy out, and ask them to help you. Whether you're seeing the words flying across, your closed eyelids, or all of a sudden you're hearing words, and just start writing. And if you only have one word for this particular session, it's a powerful word, and that's all you need, that's fine. Okay. So this is what's holding you back from creating these manifestations. This is the energy we want to release. There might be things on here that you don't even understand. And maybe that's because you're accessing past life energy and bringing it in. And that is phenomenal. So don't second guess yourself. Okay. And then after you are done writing and you feel pretty comfortable in that, call Archangel Michael back in and ask him to please clear, cut, cancel, and remove any and all cords that are attached from your energy to the energy on the words on the paper. Sever those. You are no longer tied to that energy, to that memory, to that person, to that place, that thing, whatever it might be. And now you've energetically cut that. Okay. Then you're going to take your second piece of paper. You're going to write intentions. You can put your name on it, put this time, the date, and then I want you to write down some things that you want to create in the next few months, maybe by the end of the year. Break down achievable goals for them. Write down dates, times. You have to be specific or they will get held up in the universe. And go through that process. And when you feel like you've written all of that out and you're ready to go, fold your pieces of paper up and you can either burn them. Okay. You could have a fire pit going on. Maybe you're doing this around a fire pit. That's where we used to do it. Put your releases in the fire first or burn them in a bowl first and then burn your intentions after. And then when they're cool, the ashes are cool. I do the next day. I sprinkle them into Mother Earth and I ask her to please transmute any and all energy that doesn't serve my highest and best. I would like it to be turned into love and light sent out to any and all who need it along with myself. And if you want, and you're not going to do the fire, put that in a bowl of water. First your releases and then put your intentions in there second. Paper dissolves in water. It might take a little bit of time. Stir it up. Same thing. Put that water out with that exact same quote. And then what you're doing is you're going to close your session. So you're going to close your eyes again. You're going to take some deep breaths and you're going to thank your spirit team, your angels, your manifesting team, whatever archangels or angels or family member, whoever you called in to share this experience with you. Thank them, show them gratitude, and then show yourself gratitude. I want you to end with a phrase of gratitude for you. I am grateful for XYZ. And it's not necessarily my family, my friends. I am grateful for the beautiful way that I write. I am grateful for the way I communicate with others. I am grateful for a roof over my head that I've created, right? Those type of things. And then you can close your session off and just tell them thank you, and I'm closing my session. It's a beautiful process. If you guys ever have any questions, you can give us a shout out on Shades of Spirit LLC. Message us, go to shadesofspirit.com. You can email us at admin@shadesofspirit.com. You can also call and leave me a message or text at 858-684-7575. And again, you guys can catch this on transformationtalkradio.com or their Facebook page, our Facebook page, and listen to it again or find it on a search engine platform for a podcast. I wish you guys the best. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week. Have a good evening. Thank you for listening in on Eye of Soul Radio on transformationtalkradio.com with me, Psychic Medium Jaime. Return here next time so you can explore more of the lower level energies, realms, or dimensions. We will go through more darker spirit stories and provide more guidance and self-growth to those who need it. For more information about me, Psychic Medium Jaime, and the Eye of Soul, visit eyeofsoulradio.com. That's eyeofsoulradio.com. Eye of Soul Radio only on transformationtalkradio.com. See you next time.